You know, I can see where Punk would get like that. I mean, and I know how he gets in his head when he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care what anyone thinks. He doesn't care about anybody's opinion. I remember we were working in like Amarillo, Texas.
I think it was Abilene.
Abilene, and it was it was the day 2010 when Canada and the U.S. were having the gold medal hockey game. And Adam and I were flipping out, and we found a production bus, to watch the game. And it was me and Punk versus Morrison and Edge. And we were like, listen, we've worked 100 times before. You know, it's 2,000 people out there. Let's just call it in the ring. Cool, fine, and dandy. We watched the game. Canada scored in overtime. Go Canada! Right as my ring music was playing, it's like, yes, they scored. They had the good sense to score before we had to go. And I ran to the ring, and we had our match. And Punk starts, and he continues, and he continues, and he continues. And it took me about 5 minutes to realize he's not going to tag me in. And he worked the whole match himself as I stood on the apron side. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And I went on the floor, I grabbed popcorn, and some guy threw a can at the back of my head, which made me even madder. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Afterwards, I said, I want to see all four of us in the trainer's room. And I lit into him, like, what are you doing? He's like, you're so unprofessional because you guys watched the hockey game. I'm like, dude, you were unprofessional for not tagging me in. People might have paid money to see me today, and you robbed that from them. And we got in a big argument, and I was thinking, like, the balls, like the audacity of this dude.
Well, it was interesting because I said to him, listen, between the two of us, we've been doing this 40 years.
Yeah.
We can do it out there. And I get where
we don't need to explain ourselves to you. I remember you said that.
And I said, I get where you're coming from because I've been there. But you're just barking up the wrong tree, and you're going to see exactly where I am in a few years because you are me. And sure enough, he's tweeting the Stanley Cup Finals from a pay-per-view, and I went, yep, that's what I thought.
Now, what do you mean you are me? What do you mean by that?
We have very similar mentalities.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like when enough's enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And also to stand up when you do think something.
Right.
And to try and, I want to be a leader here. And part of being a leader is standing up for yourself. And if you don't agree with something, then saying it and all of those things.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing, and sometimes I did bark up the wrong tree. And I was told, that's not the way to do it. You know what? I think you're right in hindsight. But sometimes it took hindsight.